Alright, we're back. Check it out. I got a scroll saw, kids. Oh man, with a stand. Look at that thing. How sweet is that? This is allegedly used. Dude had it for sale on the old used stuff for sale site. Claimed to have made 2 cuts with it. Was moving and didn't want to have to move it. His loss, my gain. Well over half price, especially retail. Not including stand. This is a homemade stand. The guy used 3, actually that might be inch red oak. I mean, giant 4x4s, locking casters. His angle's off a little bit here, and I'll show you that. I could probably adjust that with a shim. This thing is almost flawless. The only thing I could see that was wrong with it was DEWALT buggered up their casting, and then they patched it with a, not patched it, they touched it up at the factory. And then it looks like something stained there, and a little bit there. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, whatever. All right, that's not it. There's more. You ready for this? I mean, look at the cord. The cord still has the factory bend spots in it. I mean, it's unreal. Absolutely unreal. But there's some extras. Here we go. Let's take a look at these extras. We got a box of extras here. It is at a slope too. It's kind of neat. Custom sloped, which is like I don't know if you can see that or not. It's risen in the back, so it's at an angle. We'll fire this thing up here in a second. It's got the blower. Let's look at the box of extras. What did we get included in the box of extras? We've got paperwork. We got an owner's manual. We got some Flying Dutchman scroll saws blades, the super variety pack. Each one of those, there's 12 blades in each, so that's 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, and 12 blades. That's kind of cool. And here's the neat thing. I don't know if you know about these. He bought the lifter for it and never installed it. I also have the foot for it. Most people take these off right away. That goes up front. It's all the parts for the lifter, everything. You're like, well, what's the lifter? What's the lifter? Well, here's what the lifter is. Make sure I'm not going to like disclose any personal information here. The lifter is a $34.95 with $10 shipping for a grand total of $46.90 custom mod. And what it does, it allows you, after you disengaged your blade up front, to lift the headstock up and hook it so you can set your wood through and then reattach your blade. Now, I know you can put a wood block there. Fantastic. Everybody does it. It's even got all the information for the lifter, all the how to install it. I'll make a separate video about that. Blah blah blah. What was I gonna say next? Oh, the only other mod that this thing doesn't have is the light. And check this out. I just happen to have one of these laying around. So we're going to try to add that at some point, the old LED there. I watched a few videos on the old interwebs. That's what these 2 bolts right there for, is for a light to go up. So let's plug this thing in real quick and see what it does. This thing is pretty slick. Now in the world of scroll saws, is this the best one ever? Probably not the best one ever. Is it the worst? No, not even close. Is it top 2 or 3? Yeah, probably is actually. So we got a potentiometer at the top with variable speed. We got an air blower. Let's turn this thing on. That's low. Very low vibration. These things are slick. You got this quick adjusting tensioner on look at the zoom on this. So if you listen, So tension based on the tighter, the more accurate, but the more apt to break. The blower, it just chooches along. It's obviously, the blower is dependent on the speed. Yeah. This thing's crazy. I'm going to pop it out of the camera, out of the tripod here. We're going to get some close-ups. We also got, you can tip it. You got a blade guard there. I mean, I'm not joking with the guy. I believe the guy. I mean, these are still stiff. So there was one of them I couldn't even get to undo. I believe the guy when he said he made 2 cuts with it. He was a retired fireman. Let's look at all the things. So here's what I have to adjust. So when he cut his angle, he didn't quite get his angle. It's a little bit off. So my options are redo this or shim. Probably just going to shim. I could undo all that and just lay it flat, but I kind of like the custom tilted. See, this thing's from 2021, so it's not brand new. Now, I know back in the day, they had a Gen 1 version that was made in Canada. It's supposed to be the cat's pajamas. Well, good luck. Good luck finding a Gen 1 that's never been used. I mean, you might be able to. I didn't have to drive very far for this either. That's the crazy thing. And the dude was firm on price until the cash came out. And then the firm got a little softer. I'm not going to say I lowballed him, but I offered him quite a bit less than he asked for. Then we met halfway. And he was like, oh, I'm going to give you all this. And I was like, okay. He's like, well, I'll just take it with me. And I was like, well, I don't really want it. So I was like, you don't want to sell it and I don't want to buy it. What are we going to do? And he's like, all right, we'll make a deal. So we made a deal. These are the good casters that lock the... They have so like it doesn't rotate side to side anymore or roll. So like not just one position, they're two action. This here, I may cap that off, make a little shelf or something out of it. I mean, you can never have enough shelves in live, right? The way that this lifter goes on, we got to trim a little plastic here to access that screw head, and then these get replaced with longer. And then that bar goes here, and what it does, it sits like that, and then you could hook a lot of people just put a wood block there. I mean, that works, but I mean, if the guy's throwing it in, he's throwing it in, so there you go. There's 8 minutes of my new scroll saw. This thing's pretty slick, and yeah, it looks like the Millennium Falcon. Everybody knows that, especially if you... Right there, Millennium Falcon. All right, stay tuned for the mods. I got some ideas for modding this thing up. Get my scroll saw on. This thing is sick. I just can't believe how unused it is. It's crazy. I got a fuse right there in case you ever have a problem with that. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. This is like my second or third lightly used DEWALT I've ever possessed in my life. I never had a problem with a used one or a new one. Stay safe.